these are really good mics. So I guess we'll get started.
All right, we're ready and we're actually rolling.
I'll go ahead and give that to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn this around because I'm not getting paid for Red Bull. Yeah. So, for the people that are new to the channel, welcome to Zaudz Vendetta. This is pretty much my first episode with Zaudz Vendetta. And for the people that know me, know that I've been doing it for quite some time. I did Zaudz Vision, but due to the fact that other people have used Vision in their title, I forego that. But I got my boy Jimmy right here. He's finna give it to you raw. But
what's up?
yeah, people have been asking me since day one to do a podcast more. I won't say aggressive, but a little bit more focused, because a lot of times when we do podcasts, we're like all over the place. I've had people on my podcast that were just, they kind of like all over the place. We didn't kind of focus it today, but I'm just gonna let my boy Jimmy talk, because I think out of everybody I've had on the channel, I think this is one of the guys that you might want to check out.
Thank you for that, my man.
No problem, man. But you know what? It's as much as I don't want to direct it, but I remember as we spoke about music, and the way you've dealt with music and things that have transpired in music, and a lot of people may not know about your background, but I just wanted to touch on that, like like you said that you dealt with in music. I just want to get into that.
Yeah. I had my stint in that. I spent a little time in my life doing that, and it was a trip. It was a trip. I formed Predatory Records. Predatory meaning killing everything around you to survive is pretty much how it was in the dictionary. So we picked it up, we put it together. I had a logo, was a raptor dinosaur biting a gold record with his tail whipping up with a microphone. I had some kids out of Queensbridge and Far Rock, Queens. Yeah, it was something. I mean, we were doing okay for a while and stuff until, stuff sets in or whatever. But I had ended up selling out. I had to get rid of my end and keep it moving because of legal matters, I could put it to you like that. But yeah, it was an experience, man. It was an experience. I mean, I could get into it all. It's a little crazy. But it's a dirty business, man. I gotta tell you, it's a dirty business, man.
I remember we had spoke about it a few times, and like the type of money that you actually made, while you were doing that. Like, have you ever like sat back and thought about it? Like, man, like at one time I was like on the top of the world and doing all this, and then, now with like some of the struggles that we've talked about, and we don't need to really get too much into that, but like that whole transition, like what did it feel like?
Yo, what happened with me, man, I fucking assed out, okay? Because when I started doing that, okay, I was involved in a lot of other shit. Okay? And that kind of superseded everything, but I tried to make it all mixed. I ended up getting a buddy of mine that I knew that had like a Joker Poker kind of company, and he had old money and he could show the money or whatever. I gave him 51% of the company, and he just thought he was a rap mogul from the get. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. But we put a formula together, man, and let me tell you, we got pretty far considering we didn't know what we were doing. And I mean, I had a couple of artists. I won't say any names. I'm going to keep it at that because of what happened in the end with them and stuff. I'm pretty sure one of them's getting out soon. I do know that, and another one got hurt, but he's still alive, thank God. But they were really good, man. We had them like the Pride, like a Pride Alliance. It was Predatory Records featuring the Pride. Yeah, man, it was a crazy experience. But I gotta tell you, man, the dirtiest sons of bitches to deal with were the lawyers, man. The fucking lawyers. I mean, oh man, I could tell you stories, man. Those pricks, man. I mean, you couldn't blink 1 minute, to let them rest because they're fucked up, dude. It got to the point where you know, I literally had to take them to the streets, man, and got a little ugly. It's funny because they're the ones that ended up even buying me out. But anyway, yeah, you know, I mean, there's stories. I mean, I could say things and stuff, but I'd rather like kind of keep it a little clean. Yeah. You know, but they got the point. Let's put it that way. They got the point.
Yeah, we had also spoke on something, and I know you don't want to get too much into detail because dude is incarcerated at this time. But you said like, you know, I guess, you know, one of the dudes, he was pretty much on the top of the world, but then he ended up bugging out for like some bullshit. But I don't know if you want to get into that, but
yeah,
you know
what it is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they start to believe their raps and shit. I mean, you know, and it was the dumbest shit in the world, man. But it's always the dumb shit that puts you away, man. You know, I mean, listen, man, I'd be embarrassed to even tell the story. I mean, you know, because he had a world by the balls, man, and just over some stupid broad, man. You know, he kicked the door in. He had the wrong shit on him, and he made the wrong threats. And now he's still paying for it, man. You're talking about 15 years later, man. You know, yeah, it was a sad thing because we were really just right there, man, right there. And you know, I just said, you know what, fuck this, man, fuck this. You know, I walked away with a little change, you know, but you know, like I said, it is what it is, you know. You don't stand a chance, you don't take a chance.
Yeah, man. And that's true. Like it's crazy because when, like I said, like when we've had our conversations, you know, we've talked about certain things, you know, that's more things to be kept secret because, you know, they do involve other people, and then we don't know exactly what the statutory limitations is on a lot of things. But I know you had spoke on being incarcerated, and even though this wasn't and still not an interview, it's just like for the people that's not really used to my type of format, like I'm usually straightforward, I'm controversial, and I'm just like all in your face. But this wasn't supposed to be like an interview or anything. It was just more two other people were supposed to be here, but of course stuck in traffic, not sure if they're gonna make it at all. But so, you know, this guy was gonna interview him anyway, so I'm just going ahead and pick his brains. Like I want to start from the beginning, but you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep it clean because if you really hear this dude's stories, you know, it may make you question your sanity.
Well, you know what it is, Z, man. I trust you with my life. I love you, my brother. You know, but when we talk on mic and stuff, I'm you know, it's new to me.
Yeah.
So like for me, you know, I grew up. You don't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way it is, and that's the way I always live my life. You know what I mean? And like I says, I'm still here. I ain't in no witness protection. I ain't looking behind my back. But you know, life, man, life is what it is, man. I mean, you know, and you're always a product of your environment. I mean, look, me at my age right now, still, I'm fighting and suffering, going through it. I got my kids being held hostage. I mean, you know, it's a crazy situation when you try to turn your life around, man. But it can be done. Yeah. It can be done, you know. But yeah, I come from a fucked up place, man. Fucked up place, man. You know, New York's very unforgiving, brother.
I know.
You know, so it's very unforgiving. And, you know, I see LA now the way I see it with you and stuff. And, man, there ain't much difference. Yeah. It's just a little bit of different culture. Yeah. You know, the culture's a little different, man. But the viciousness is all there.
It's there.
It's all there. It's all there. And, you know, man, oh, man, I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, look, you know, I like it. I like it here because I'm used to it. Yeah. You know, I miss New York. I got to go back because I got to fight for my kids. Yeah. I gotta do what I gotta do, Bo. I went from hero to zero overnight, man. I ain't got nothing left, baby boy. I'm literally going back into the shelter system, man. Yeah. But you know, I'm gonna make it happen because it has to happen. You know what I mean? But you know, bro, I was there. You know, I was helping out 9/11. I got hurt. You know, we were all there, man. I mean, we all came together. It was a war. You know, New York was fucked up then, man. It was crazy. But you know, no matter what, you know, I got hurt. I got on those motherfuckers, man. They tell you, you know, they ain't fucking this, they ain't that, but that's all bullshit, man. 20 years on those motherfuckers, man. I lost my teeth, I lost my life, I lost my wife, I lost everything, man. All I kept a hold of was my kids. I took care of my kids no matter what. I took care of my kids. Hardest thing I ever had to do was hand them over to my stepdaughter right now to do this. And I've been here over 100 days. And yo, I'm glad I came because for me, okay, because I never thought there was help. There was never help, but there is help, and people can do it, man. You know, I mean, it's a fucking pandemic out here, but these kids are killing themselves left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. I just found a little girl in her bed, dead. My little homegirl. I mean, you know, fuck, man, like my daughter, man. It's a monster out here, man. It's a monster everywhere, man. Motherfuckers in New York are falling out 2 at a time every day. You know, see, and then I met you, bro. I love you. You're my brother for life. I mean, you know, shit. You know, when I want to tell my story, you know, it's a motherfucker. But it's like, you know, like I just want to keep a kind of a positive thing for kids and try to help them out and try to get into this to save one life, man. One life, brother. You know, so like, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm passionate about it. I'm working at putting my life back together, putting my kids' life back together. You know, and it's funny because when you start to make that choice to do the right thing, a lot of shit's gonna fall on you, man. A lot of shit's gonna come down on you, man. You're gonna feel like, who the fuck did I kill in my last life for God to put all this shit on me? But man, you know, you just gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep it fucking cool. You gotta stay strong, stay up, and keep it moving, bro. That's where I'm at right now. That's why I decided to sit down with you, man.
Yeah.
You know, and if there's anything, you know, you ask me, I will try to be as honest as possible, but without hurting nobody. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, like I told you, like when I told you when initially I wanted you to come on and talk your shit, that I wouldn't be too intrusive, because at the end of the day, it's like, this is not Vlad TV. This is not any other intrusive podcast where they want to know absolutely everything that you did, and not even just what you did. Like, they don't care about the hardships. All they really care about is like who you may have shot, if you have ever taken part in any type of particular crimes, which we've had conversation. I know, because we've lived pretty much the same lifestyle. So, but of course, I'm not gonna ask you anything, like I said, that has statute of limitations. You know, that may not be within the scope of statute of limitation.
All
you know what I mean?
Say to you on that, my brother, is that, you know, in the streets you grow up and you're a product of your environment. And I was a soldier for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, and I won't say with who, but there's only 5 choices, my man. You know, pick one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can't get into it like that, and I won't.
Yeah.
You know, but I will tell you that those fucking feds will come after you for everything you never did.
Yeah.
You understand? Everything you never did. And you think your best friend, you know, in 50 fucking years, he'll be the motherfucker. Okay, so I've dealt with all of that shit. You know, and it ain't no place for no good man, brother. Okay, because all they'll do is use you up and throw you away.
Speaking of NY, like you know, I don't know if you've heard, but like there's like a something on the internet as far as NY and Philly and another state. I think, was it Chicago versus Los Angeles, which I found comical, but supposedly they're like trying to band together to be able to come out here, because, you know, artists have been getting killed left and right. Like what do you think about that? Like,
Whew, you know,
just your honest opinion, because
honestly, there's power in money, and if you got money, you could do just about anything you want, and there ain't a motherfucking thing anybody gonna do about it.
True.
Okay, you know, the record industry, man, you got some cold-blooded gangsters, man, gangsters that get a lot of money, man, and there ain't too much they can't do.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, LA is the place to be, man. It's the hot spot.
It is.
I mean, New York is one thing, you know, but it's changed after COVID. It's changed, you know, with 9/11. You know, it's different in those streets, man. I mean, you know, there are people out there suffering and dying, man, for nothing, brother. For nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, out here is where the money is, man. I mean, you know, it's funny because, like, when I first came here, right, you I was in bad fucking shape, man. I got diabetes and shit like that. I deal with that. I fight that every day. That's a war in itself, man. So, whatever would happen to one man, his healing would take 4 times that for me.
Yeah.
So I ended up in the hospital here and there. So, I remember when I was going to see the Sinai. And, when I first got a chance to really see LA like that and everything, and, I'm right here, and there's Beverly Hills right there. I'm on Mulholland Drive, bro. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All these houses. And, man, we get down over there to wherever. I don't know where the fuck it was. But, all I know is I see Beverly Hills, and you see all those beautiful houses. And all you got is a couple of tents with homeless motherfuckers sleeping right underneath the sign.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's all I see here is homeless. And it's sad, man. Yeah. It's sad. In New York, it's a little different out here because in New York, man, cops will scoop you the fuck up. They'll either put you in jail, they'll lock you up, okay, which maybe is a better thing than the streets at this point, okay, because it gets cold as a motherfucker out there. But the shelter systems, man, I mean, they try to get you off the streets, But out here, man, it's like, yo, dude, it's crazy.
You know why, though? And this is not, like I said, like anybody that knows me knows I shoot it from the hip. Like I've covered politics, I've covered everything. So I'm not really, I'm not ashamed of what I support and who I support. But, no shot at the liberals. But like when it comes down to it, California is pretty much a liberal state. So a lot of things that wouldn't necessarily transpire. Like things that take place in Texas would never take place out here, and things that take place out here would never take place in Texas. I'm just using them as, Yeah. But like right now, you got all these people on the street using drugs just out in the open. I've walked past people and they're shooting up, and it don't matter if you got your kid with you or whatever. And to be honest, like I grew up in that lifestyle, seeing this. So, when you see it, it's like it's different now. Like,
epidemic.
Yeah, especially with this fentanyl.
Ugh.
We won't even get on fentanyl. Like,
listen, man,
we've seen what fentanyl does to people. Like,
let me tell you something, okay? I grew up in a regime, okay? It's like the army, okay? And I swear to God, if I ever hit lotto, kid, I would put a team together to wipe out every motherfucker that thinks they want to bring that shit into the United States. Listen to me. Chapo, I'll tell you straight, Chapo. That motherfucker told the feds, yeah, you want to fucking play with me? Yeah. You don't want to keep your fucking word? I'm gonna release death on America. Yeah. And that's exactly what the motherfucker did, bro.
And what's funny about that is because now I'm hearing that it's a pipeline coming through China. Like, this is alleged. We're not here to do the cops business, but it's, this is common knowledge on, I mean, they've had it on TV and everything. But it's like I this is not to talk any particular about anybody's country, but they're sending that stuff across because they see what it's doing
from within, man.
Yeah, we've personally seen how many people have died from it. Not necessarily everybody, but just from our, we won't get into that, but we've seen it, so we know exactly what it can do, especially for people like us that have lived that lifestyle. Like Cali is like, I know you've been busted, I've been busted, so it's like, so we've seen a lot of things. And that's one of the things I wanted to get into too. Not necessarily get into, but I wanted to like ask you, like, at our when we were growing up, seeing that I'm in my 40s, you're older than me, but what do you like? How do you see things now, and why compared to the way they were before? Like,
listen, man, back in the day, man, like Sugar Hill, Vietnam, all that shit, motherfuckers came home, and a lot of them were on dope. The shit was coming from fucking Korea, China, and it was 200 fucking thousand a brick, man. And I've been in the game here and there in a lot of different ways, bro. But I've seen a lot of different shit. And the heroin now, you can't even get high off the motherfucker anymore because of the fentanyl. You start doing the fentanyl, you fucked up. Okay, and that shit is Russian roulette no matter what. The minute you pick it up. Man, listen to me. I got a surgeon guy that my boy knows, man, that we're cool with. This dude's a surgeon in a big hospital in New York. I won't say no names, no hospitals. And, what he told, we were having, a couple of drinks one night, and he says, yo, man, Jimmy goes, I got fucking 5 kids a day dying off fentanyl-laced weed right on my table, and there ain't a motherfucking thing I can do about it. And yo, they buying this shit out of the fucking stores, man. Out of the stores. Now they just opened up a dispensary, okay, and they're gonna keep it whatever. But you know what? They're spending money on everything except the fucking, the shit that's really killing our fucking kids. I mean, and they're letting this shit's in here. They gotta fucking put something together, get these motherfuckers to get this shit the fuck off the streets, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, if I had the resources, I would put everything I had into it. You understand? I would eat peanut butter and jelly for a fucking week and give them everything if I thought I could get this shit off the fucking streets, bro. It's a fucking nightmare, bro.
Yeah.
I got a 14-year-old kid. I'm scared to death. You know, he hates drugs, but it only takes one motherfucker to switch his fucking tune.
That's usually how it is.
Yeah, man, fucking change his road.
One
So
time.
I'm scared to death. I gotta be there. That's why I did this. Listen, man. Okay, when I got hurt and I started 202, 203, I started eating these fucking pills, man.
Yeah.
I knew I was fucked in the first month. I knew it. Okay, but I was so in bad shape. Motherfuckers help. I thought it was a miracle drug. Come here 20 fucking years later, I'm stone cold junkie. You know what I'm saying? And right now, for the first time in 25 fucking years, I feel like a human being, bro. You know? And I had to be that motherfucker around everybody. Nobody knew I was on these things. You understand? If I would have known, if motherfuckers would have known what the fuck I was on and what I was doing, man, forget about it. I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the way it is. Can't trust a junkie, right?
That's what they say. But I mean, nowadays you never really know what anybody's like. You know what? The thing that's the most I won't say funny, but it's like, when people got high back in the days and they were considered crackheads and all that, everybody made fun of them. But now it's like it's at that point to like every other party you go to, somebody's popping pills. Like it's even portrayed by a lot of these rappers. Like when I do my music, yeah, it's dark, it's more drillish than anything because it's a lifestyle that I lived prior to.
A business,
yeah,
man. It's a business.
That's all it is.
Sells.
It's like you've did certain things and you're capitalizing off of what you did by stating it, even though they say it's a darkness that comes along with that, but they hate that, but yet they celebrate the drug infused music. I pop like 5 mollies, I've popped perks, I've popped this,
Yeah,
like I'm
man,
off
all
syrup.
Day long. Kids hear that all day long, and you know what, man? There ain't nothing I can say about that, man. You just gotta be there for your kids and teach them the difference between right and wrong and what's good and what can kill them.
Yeah.
Okay, dead ass. Listen, man, I was a grimy motherfucker on the streets, man. I don't play no fucking games, dude. I had more money by accident than anybody fuck you know on purpose, dude. And it was all taken. But I'm gonna tell you something, bro, okay? You got that mentality and that shit, back when, yeah, drugs was okay, it was this, it was that. The crack epidemic was a motherfucker, bro. I know. Yo, listen, I used to grab me a bitch. I used to go up in a hotel, smoke some of that shit once in a while, get busy, have fun. Oh, yeah, yahoo. But, motherfuckers were dying out there, but it wasn't killing, it's a different killer. It's a different thing. This fentanyl's a killer, man. This shit, you might as well give a motherfucker a gun with at least 3 bullets in the chamber. Okay? Because no matter what, you got 2 times maybe you're going to get high. The other 3, you're going to die.
Yeah. And I've heard that a lot. People are like, "Oh, I have a high tolerance," but it's like the same. What you would do one day, you do it the next might be your last. Like
no doubt.
And that's but people they get it, but they don't. Like we've seen people that were scared of it.
I'm gonna tell you 2 stories. I'm gonna tell you one about me. I'm gonna tell you one about my boy. All right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Look, I've been on the pills. When you're on the pills, I ended up selling the pills, this and that, man. I was caked up, man. I had a dude that was taking these things, fucking big money, every month. I was like, fuck it. And I'll buy a sleeve of dope. I do a couple of bags here and there. I function. I was a functioning junkie, man. I was taking care of my kids. I was in PTA. I was doing this. I was doing that. And, just doing. All right? But I dealt with a dude that I knew for 25, 30 years. I never freaking went to anybody else. You understand? It was always him. It was straight up. It wasn't no fucking nasty fentanyl. It wasn't nothing like that. I was okay. When I had to use that, that's who I dealt with. One time, I knew a dude that was from my mom's neighborhood. I knew the kid. He was a good kid, Kid Mo. All right? Motherfucker goes, Jimmy, yo, I just got this dope. It's real good, blah, blah, blah. Yo, try it out for me, man. Let me know, because I trust your word. I know you ain't going to bullshit me because I want to get a lot of it, man. Yo, man, I looked at this thing, man, and I was like, yo, this shit's funky, man. I ain't fucking with this. I says, listen, fuck it. I'll do a little fucking head. Man, I did less than a fucking nail, pinky nail, bro. Half a pinky nail. Oh, man, my daughter had to wake me the fuck up, man. I fucking had to jump in the shower, fucking freezing cold water, bring myself the fuck out of it. I almost died. And that was it. And that was one time out of all these years. And that shit almost motherfucking killed me. Okay? These doctors that turned me into what the fuck I am, or I was, because I'm not no more. Okay? But there's so many people fucked up on this shit. It's fucking crazy. Okay? And every motherfucking doctor that I ever saw that was doling out these fucking pills, yo, listen to me, man. The motherfucker, I walk in his office, I won't say his name, but he was Middle Eastern, okay? Lifted my arm, said, does that hurt? I said, yeah, it hurts. He goes, okay. Wrote me 240 30s. Right out the gate, dude. Okay? I took two. Boy, I felt like I was 19 again. I was running around like jumping around with balloons in my hand, brother. You understand? But it turned into an ugly motherfucker. I got friends. I have a friend of mine. Okay? Had a friend of mine. God rest his soul. Okay? Doctor cut him off. What the fuck is this kid gonna do? He don't know what to do. He hooked up with somebody. He bought fucking, what, I think 10, 20 pills? The first pill he took was at a stoplight. That's where he died. You understand? Right behind the wheel of his car at a fucking stoplight in Manhattan. That's where they found him, behind the wheel, dead. One pill. Okay? Man had 3 kids, family. Friend of mine, good man. Fucked up. And let me tell you something, man. Everything that's put out there with this shit, this motherfucker that's out here in this country it's focusing on kids, man. It's fucking killing kids left and right, man. The shit is in everything. Xanax, fucking any type of other pill you want to look at. It's in weed, it's in coke. It's everywhere. The only way you're going to win this war is not to touch nothing. And you know, that's a motherfucking monster in itself.
It is.
You know, so like, you know, like for me, I mean, I'm passionate, you know how I feel about that and this shit and what's going on with me. I got a whole life to put back together right now for my kids at my age. I went from fucking nothing to less than nothing. You understand? And right now I gotta pull it back together, and this shit ain't no fucking joke, especially, man, with these streets, man. They're very fucking fucked up.